items that have been making my life a little bit easier or better. The first one is a Bento Box charcoal stick. We've been using this to filter our water, so we just chuck it in the bottom of the jug and put the water in there and wait for it to filter out. It's got all these little microscopic porous little holes that it traps all the crap in, so that's been really, really useful. Merino undies. Really been trying to get away from the nylon and polyester gussets in undies, and haven't really had any success even with the cotton ones. But the merino ones, 100% merino, obviously, besides the elastic trim in that, but it'll be really, really good, really comfortable. After you wash it, it goes back to its original shape, which is, I think, what a lot of people like about polyester undies, is that they do go back to their original form. They don't stretch out like cotton does. This does the exact same thing, and it's one of the few merino items I own that I actually wash. I don't put it in the washing machine because it'll probably thread out, but I do wash it in the shower along with everything else. Next up is my Pundy Hatchet. Didn't come with this sheath. I ended up making this one. I wanted it to look like it's used like sinew or something as the stitching on this, so I'm pretty happy with that. But the Pundy Hatchet, proper woodsman's hatchet, it's not like the shitty ones you get from Bunnings that don't actually chop through anything. But this has been really good for everything, not just from chopping shit down, but like trimming bits of leaves and whatnot. When I was doing the roof last week, and I had those blocks of wood, putting those little grooves in it, I was able to use this pretty easily. Obviously chopping firewood, skinning bark, yeah, lots of different uses, and probably more that I haven't even started yet, so really, really handy. Moku towel. Well, I only got this like a week, maybe 2 weeks ago. Basically, it's just a really, really thin cotton towel, and it's like bubble weaved. I don't know if you can see that, but it's super, super thin. It's bubble weaved, so it dries you really well, and it also dries really quickly. So if I pop it out here for 10 minutes, it's dry. If I leave it in the bathroom for half a day, I come home, it's dry. Obviously, being so thin, it gets wet really, really easily, and like the whole thing will be wet really quickly. You're only using it to shower in the morning and then in the evening if you want. So it dries really, really easily between that time. So awesome. Probably get another one of these for the car. These have probably been the biggest change for me is Barefoot Shoes. These ones are one of the few plastic items that I still own, and it's only because I haven't found a shoe like this, like a barefoot shoe, that I like. It's in like canvas and just canvas and rubber, or leather and rubber. But long story short, one of my feet got really swollen, and I couldn't really wear normal shoes anymore. So I just trotted around barefoot wherever I could, and I guess that splayed out my toes back to how they're naturally meant to be. So it just meant that I couldn't wear normal shoes anymore. I had to get either a size up, or I had to go with a big wide toe boot. Like I've got redback boots that are still good for that. Yeah, found these guys and gave them a crack. They look a bit funny, but they're actually, these are not bad quality. Like I don't think that they're going to last as long as I'd like them to, but they're very close to the ground. They are shaped like your feet, and I've just found that the overall health of my foot and the way I stand is vastly different, to the point where I had a pair of hiking boots that have got a lot of arch support. I couldn't wear them anymore. My arches became strong enough to handle the brunt of the walking on their own, and I just couldn't do it anymore. So these have really replaced pretty much all of my shoes. What else we got? A little bag of tricks. Along with the hatchet, it's good to have a good knife. I go with the Open L size 8. I had the size 7 for a long time. I've recently lost it, so I picked this one up a couple of weeks ago to replace it. Perfect size, keeps its edge really, really well, and I use it for everything. Like I use it for twiddling. I do a lot of mucking around. If I need to cut leaves off things, or if I'm picking melons out of the garden, or cutting rope. When I'm going fishing, you know, cutting line for fish. Yeah, lots of different things. Really, really happy with that. Cool. Personal hygiene has definitely changed a lot recently. I've switched over to eucalyptus oil for pretty much everything, really. Obviously it smells really good, so when you get a cold you can chuck it on, but I don't wear like deodorant sprays anymore. I just get a couple of drops of this in my hand in the morning. Done. Obviously in the shower I'm still using either like ground coffee or like a natural soap, but anything else is coming from that. And along with that, I also use like tea tree oil and things like that, but this has really been the main one. That's it. Stainless steel bento box. These little clips here so it doesn't just fly off. Really, really handy. It's even got pull-out divider. I mainly got that because I wanted to switch away from glass. Because anytime I carry it around, carrying meals to work, clank, 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 I didn't want it to break. But also the lids that the glass ones would have would always be like silicone or rubber or something like that. Not rubber, like a plastic. So I wanted to try to get away from plastic. So pretty good. It has got a little silicone-y waterproofing, whatever you want to call it, like a seal on it, which I would like to work on changing, and that might just be getting a bit of wax cotton to put between the actual bento and the lid. But for now, it looks really good. Almost at the end. Riggers gloves, just plain old leather riggers gloves, nothing fancy about them at all. I use them for absolutely everything, and I've had this pair for like a year and a half, I think. And I'm pulling bits of charcoal out of this fire here, and you know, digging holes in the mud with my fingers, and all sorts of stuff. Like, they've been trashed, and they're still really, really top notch. And lastly is this bag. So this bag is from Indian Motorcycles, and it was given to me by my stepdad. He had it bought for him, or he bought it quite a while ago and just never used it, so it was just sitting under the bed. So I thought, why not? I'll give it a crack. It's wax canvas, so it's perfect for my purposes because it's not full of polyester and other crap. It does have some what appears to be nylon webbing, which I'll switch out at some stage probably for a canvas webbing. But it's a really good all-purpose bag because it's got like that much space in it. It's got a drawstring, so you can close it all up. It's got a laptop sleeve, which is handy for me for work. It's got inner pockets, and it's got the front pocket and the two side pockets. It's actually a really, really shit-up bag. So that's obviously not all the stuff I own, but it's yeah, 10 of the things that have really been pretty constant in my day-to-day.